What up, everybody out there in this wonderful football world? This week, the top of the top didn't get tested, but we still had plenty of great football to talk about on this episode of the Trash Talk Tailgate. I am Riley Puddin Peters. With me, as always, Dr. Preston Rowe. And this week, the top 4 teams in the NCAA only allowed 37 combined points between them. And 20 of those were Georgia giving it up to Vandy. So if you expect us to talk about those teams, well, it was just not even worth it. What's a blowout to talk about when we have the Ducks and the Huskies?
And he scores on the last play of the game. Touchdown! Alabama wins. They talk about that ball. Becomes a nation forever.
Are you ready? Riley
You got
Peters,
barbecue back there, and you didn't invite me. Hurt my feelings.
Preston Rowe.
One of the best young coaches in college football.
It's the Trash Talk Tailgate.
Strong right slot, C right, spider 2-eye banana seal. You're gonna call it like it's your favorite play you've ever gotten in your life.
Man, oh man, I truly think this might be in the running for Game of the Year. Dr. Preston, what do you think?
Absolutely. If it's not number 1, it's definitely number 2, only behind the Red River rivalry, which we had last week.
Yeah. I mean, I think we also, even though it wasn't like a top-ranked matchup, just like game alone, that Arizona USC from last week, ooh,
Oh, yeah. Oh.
that was just a wild game. That was just a wild one. But
But in
Let's
terms of a
just-
top 10 matchup, this is the game.
this is definitely the game, dude. From hype, from what we thought the game would be going in to like what it was, this game was definitely one of the most delivered. I think the Red River, you're right. The Red River rivalry was it delivered what everyone thought it was going to deliver. But I mean, I'm just going to say this off the rip. Usually I find myself being an Oregon supporter. I wouldn't say I'm a fan. I don't claim them as a team. But, you know, in the past, I have definitely been mesmerized by the dashing uniforms and the speed. And I can definitely say that I've always been an Oregon supporter. But this Washington team this year, I don't know what it is about these Huskies, but it's a squad that's been developed. You know, they were assembled and they were developed. Obviously,
Dude, look at that throw. Look
look
at
at
that.
this.
Look at that fade. Just dropped it right in the bucket. That's
Dude,
a beautiful throw.
I'm gonna get that one more. Let's get fucking the whole reel on this one, because let's just. Oh, this is the play before it. Anyways, we're still talking.
Yeah.
I just want to say, I think this play, this fade right here that we're about to come up on, I think this is something that kind of shows what I'm talking about with this team. Like, this is a free play, and they did what you should do with a free play.
Absolutely.
He took what would usually be a dumb shot.
Yeah.
Because it's a free play. Get the ball downfield as far as you can.
I'll say this, Riley. I don't know about you. Nothing irritates me more as a football fan whenever you see a dude jump off sides and it's a free play and the quarterback just, checks it down.
Does something dumb. Yeah, just toss it, dog. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It's not going to affect your thing. It can only benefit you.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I mean, I just want to back to my point just to clear it up one time. This Washington team had me cheering for it through the entire roller coaster that was this football game. I mean, yeah,
dude,
I'm very hype on this Washington team.
Look at that hit, bro.
Yeah, they laid
God
the fucking
dang.
wood.
Oh.
That was a great hit. So
He had barbecue right there.
And he didn't invite me. Hurt my feelings. Anyways, this game, I think it. I mean, still probably a pretty good chance that this might be a rematch in the Pac-12 championship.
Yeah, man.
I don't think it's out of anyone's cards to assume that this could be the rematch.
Dude, I mean, no, the Pac-12 has looked really, really good so far this year. We've said it multiple times. Looks like the best conference in football right now.
Mm-hmm.
These two teams are clearly a cut above the rest.
For sure.
Like, I mean,
we're
going to talk about USC
beautiful.
a little later. But
we are going to talk about USC a little later, and with what we talk about with USC, I think, I'll go out on a limb and say Washington, as of right now, my favorite to win the Pac-12. Maybe Oregon gets them in a showdown in the actual thing, but
dude, look at Michael Penix, man, just dropping dimes.
Dude, he's shooting arrows and he's hitting. I mean, he's lobbing arrows. I mean, and I love a stack concept, man. Like, for those you that don't know, stack concept, we get two wide receivers pretty much standing right beside each other or behind each other.
Yeah, but Riley, run it back. I want to point out something. On the stack.
This is the actual play that gives us the better view on the second.
So
damn, that's beautiful though. God, that was such a good throw.
It's such a good throw, man. So pause it right here.
Boom.
So typically, if you have a stat concept like that, typically the point man that's what you call the receiver on the line of scrimmage. The point man. Typically, he's gonna kind of either do like a little rub route or a stalk, just to try to get that corner, to just kind of play off of them, and then you're gonna have the receiver off the line of scrimmage go deep. But on this one, they run the point man deep. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, the guy in front, to put this into layman terms for all you out there, the guy in front, usually his job is distraction.
Yes.
And guy behind, he is flash.
Yeah.
Down the field, boom, big play.
Typically, it's either like a go route or a wheel route, something like that.
Something deep in. They're looking for a shot. I mean, usually when you run a formation like this, you're either trying to get short yards or big yards. But in this case, they throw a wrinkle in that what everyone in their head is thinking. They throw the perfect wrinkle at the perfect time, and let's just watch. I mean, by the way, the route, holy shit! Oh, I didn't really watch it the first time. Oh my god, watch! We gotta watch the stutter step he hits right here. Boom. So what he does is he just boom, little stutter step. Oh, where am I going? I'm going deep. That's explosiveness.
That is, man. But, I mean, run it back again, Riley.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, we talked about the offense. Now, me being a DV coach, I got to point out the corner, man. Bro, you've got inside leverage. I like the fact that you've got inside leverage. But, dude, you know what he doesn't do? He doesn't put his hands on him. And
honestly,
he stutters.
He doesn't really fucking move his feet.
Dude, he plays flat-footed, and he doesn't put his hands on him.
Yeah, he's hands flat feet.
You know how you're gonna get beat 100% of the time if
Looking
you
like
play flat-footed and don't put your hands on the receiver. 100% of the time.
He's playing bird technique, dog.
Yeah. I mean, dude, like
this route though.
It's so good.
I mean, this is explosiveness, and this is what we talked about with this Washington team in the postseason, and as the season has progressed. This is what we've been hammering home with them is just the depth and the talent in the wide receiving core mixed with the experienced quarterback, and it's a recipe for dimes. Boom.
Hey, dude.
Dimes.
I mean, Riley, the other thing that we got to talk about is this was, Bo Nix, he's been in
college football veteran.
He's been in college. He went to the J.T. Barrett School of fucking staying in college for 60 years.
The Stetson Bennett School.
Yeah, dude.
He studied at the Stetson Bennett College at the J.T. Barrett School.
Yes, dude. Bo Nix, started his career at Auburn. That's great. I mean, Bo Nix, he was a Heisman Trophy kind of dark horse this year. And then Michael Penix as well, both of these guys legit Heisman Trophy contenders. And, dude, this game did not disappoint. A lot of times you see these top matchups, you know, they're all hyped up all week, and then it's just like a blowout, and you're just like, well, I just had fucking blue balls for 3 hours.
Yeah,
this
dude,
game,
something good to happen.
This game was awesome.
Yeah, it was. I mean, Oregon going for 2 straight off the rip in their first touchdown. What a move! What a move! What lads!
Yeah, kind of set the tone for Oregon early, and then it would kind of bite them in the ass at the end. We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Dude, what a throw by the receiver on the trick play.
I thought the same thing. Because they said, I mean, I forget exactly who they said it was supposed to go. I think maybe it was supposed to go to him, whatever it was. But they were like, that wasn't, this was not supposed to be how, this was supposed to be a little bit more open for him to throw.
I mean, dude,
dot.
He did, dude. Like, typically on those wide receiver reverses, like, if the dude is not wide open, the wide receiver is just going to tuck it and run. Because he's not used to throwing the ball.
Like,
but he threw a fucking dime, dude. He threw a dot. And it worked.
Ooh, you got to love a fun formation. Good wacky formation.
Go. Number 3 is fucking kicking himself.
It never ceases to amaze me when some shit like this works. Yeah. I mean, every time shit like this works, I'm just like, what the fuck? That shouldn't work. Why is that working? Yeah,
Oregon read it. They just didn't make the play. Like, they just didn't execute. The number 3, he had it, dude. I thought it was. Yeah, dude. He just mistimed it. He mistimed it.
Washington's defense, man. I mean, you can't say too much. You know, they let up like 541 total yards.
Yeah,
quick maths. But at the same time, bend don't break is the motto, and there's a reason why. That guy watches the TTT this time.
Oh yeah. You only watch part of it though.
Yeah, he didn't get through the full episode. Watch the full episode. Like, comment, subscribe while you're at it, please.
Absolutely.
Trash Talk
dude.
Tailgate.
Also, shout out Riley, dude. We've got like 4 new subscribers over the last like 3 days.
It's because, the TTT's on its way up, folks. So
absolutely.
We appreciate you for watching. Man, this game, I mean, that interception.
That was like the one bad throw Michael Penix had all game.
Yeah, and it's honestly like his receiver lost footing.
Yep.
And so, it's like you can't even really super blame him. I mean, it's like that's, you'll agree with this. It's one of those routes where you're throwing to where the receiver is going to be, not necessarily where he's at. So you're expecting him to be able to complete that. So when he slips, that's the fucking live by the sword, die by the sword of a comeback route like that.
Absolutely.
If your man slips, the ball's going to no one. No one in your team's jersey, at least.
Look at the back shoulder, bro.
Now that,
dude, Michael Penix played his ass off. 22 of 37, 302 yards, 4 touchdowns, and only 1 interception, which we just saw. But, dude, look at that. Look at that back shoulder, man. That corner has no chance to make that play.
Also, the wide receiver, I mean, he just put the body on him. He said, nah, this is mine.
Yep.
You don't get a choice. Bo Nix coming back. That Oregon Duck speed, man. This game really was exciting.
Absolutely.
It's speed on speed, great receivers, like great schemes. No defense to be fucking found.
I mean, I think a lot of people kind of had their eyes open today just how good Washington is. If you haven't watched them, they've got 2 of the best receivers in all of college football in Rome Odunze and Jalen Polk. They each had over 100 yards, and Odunze had 2 touchdowns. Polk had 1 receiving touchdown. Like, I think you kind of saw like just how good this Washington team is. I think people kind of know how good Oregon is because
at least they assume.
Yeah,
like, that's like one of those teams where like when they're as long as they're ranked, you're like, okay, you pretty much know what to expect from them.
Mm-hmm.
no matter who the coach is, no matter what the era is, you know what you're gonna get.
Because, bro, they've got that Phil Knight fuck you money.
Mm-hmm.
They've got the Nike bag.
The Nike bag and the Nike uniforms, dude.
Dude, so Oregon, they take the lead, early in the fourth quarter. This game was just back and forth. It's exactly what you want out of a top 10 matchup like this.
Yeah. No, I mean, two heavyweights throwing haymakers. Boom.
Absolutely, man.
And boom goes dynamite.
Special teams making an impact.
Yeah,
Let's
man.
go.
Gotta get your space. Didn't make too much of an impact, but there it is. That's
a third. That's a 3rd and 4, and when they converted this, I was like, "Oh shit, that might be ball game." But
nope, they gave Washington just enough time.
Yeah, they went for it on 4th and 3 when they probably should have punted, and then Washington. I mean, dude, look at this. That is what you call trust as a quarterback.
That's
like,
big trust.
You see the safety lurking over the top, and you just say, "Fuck it, he's down there somewhere."
Yeah, he did the only thing you could do in that moment, which is put the ball on that safety's back, so at least he can't make a play.
Yeah.
And hope your man's going to go.
Another fade route, bro. Washington, holy shit, man. They run the fuck out of fades, and they do it so well.
I mean, Roma Ndunze,
yeah.
Man is a fade machine.
Yep.
Like, like a Dominican barber, the dude does a fade like no one else. I don't know, man. It's a treat to watch him when him and Penix are linking up like that. Ooh, too bad this guy didn't watch the TTT enough.
He didn't finish the TTT, Riley.
That's why you got to finish the episodes, friends.
Oh, no. But, dude, it's probably the only disappointing thing is that a game like this should have gone to overtime. That just would have been fitting, but still, Washington gets a huge win at home, and now they are firmly in the driver's seat in the Pac-12. Huge fucking win, man. Just great game. What a great game.
An absolutely amazing game. You're right. Fucking, you want this game to go to overtime, but at the same time, I'm glad that Washington was able to skirt away with that win. And I am hopeful and in the grace of hopefulness, excited for a rematch in the Pac-12 championship between these two teams, because I think that would be sick.
That would be absolutely awesome, man.
It'd be amazing to see Oregon come back, learn from their mistakes and try to hit them again, see what happens.
I mean, yeah, man. Dan Lanning probably should have punted the ball on 4th and 3 instead of giving Washington great field position to go down and get the go-ahead score. But, he owned it. He owned it after the game. He said, yeah, this loss is on me, so mad respect for that. We're going to talk about coach accountability a little bit later.
Got more on that later. Stay tuned, please.
Yeah, dude.
Like, comment, subscribe. All right.
Dude. Yeah. But great game, dude. This game lived up to the hype. Up to the hype. Yep.
Another game that definitely, lived up to the hype, at least for me. A game that's going to come through and be this week's Big Riley's Bub of the Week game. We got number 25 Miami versus number 12 UNC.
Hashtag CTE.
Hashtag CTE. Would you CT me? In this game, the reason why it's my bub, because the running back for North Carolina, they pull out the win, 41-31. But also, he dropped 197 yards on 24 carries and a touchdown. And if you're dropping numbers like that, listen, it doesn't matter, man. They did give up 5 sacks, but their team ran for 235 yards. You can get sacked if you're putting the ball on the ground like that. That's a fact.
Hey, man, if you run the ball like that, you've got some fucking bubs up front.
Nah, for sure. But yeah, we're gonna take a look at this game. But this is one this UNC team, number 12, not very talked about.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's because they're in the ACC.
Oh, for sure.
You know?
But even within the ACC, like, still, it feels like they're not getting the respect put on their name that I think they deserve, especially at this point. Everybody's so focused on FSU this year. Like, it seems like
Which deservedly so.
No, for sure. But UNC's going to the wayside. But they're holding pretty at 6-0 at this point too, and you can't be 6-0 without being some kind of good.
Absolutely,
it's hard to get that far undefeated and it be a fluke.
It's hard to win games, period. Let alone go undefeated for half the year.
Yeah, I mean, D1 college football, it's not an easy game. But this game.
Not.
This game's definitely one. I mean, we get another matchup of fast versus fast. And really, I mean, you kind of get just a heavy dose of the throwing game from Miami. I mean, Tyler Van Dyke, Miami's quarterback, he threw for 391 yards.
Yep.
Off 31 completions, 48 attempts, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. It's looking like Madden numbers. You also got to give it to UNC's quarterback, Drake May. He may have been sacked 5 times, but dude went 17 for 33 for 273 yards and 4 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Absolutely.
I mean, you can't sniff at that either, and that's nothing. That's nothing to look down on. That's just big guys. That's just guys making big plays over and over and over.
Yep. But yeah, man, obviously we have to give credit to North Carolina. But Riley, for this game, I want to bring up a particular point.
Yeah.
So if you don't know what happened last week to Miami, you can go back and watch the previous college football recap on the TTT.
Just one. This right here. This is that bub. This is that bub shit. Sorry, this just walked up right here, and this is one of my favorite things in the sport of football as a lineman. It's simple. It's pushing the pile. Listen, your running back gets caught up. Where's that whole squad at? The whole line. They show beautiful. Up. The entire offensive line is here, dog. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The whole offensive line shows up, and they push him for a first down.
That running back gets stood up 3 yards behind the first down marker, and then he's able to get the first down.
And 2 extra.
Yeah, man.
I mean, look at this on a reverse. One of the hardest plays to execute in football. Oh, my God. 6-1 here on the end, though. You want to talk about bub shit? How about accidentally knocking out a guy? Look at this right here. Boom! Yo! My man looks a little hurt, but
oh man,
you want to talk about being a bub?
God dang, he
blindsided
himself. God dang.
One more time for this. Honestly, he got stopped 4 yards short and got 2.
Dude, Riley, I don't think I've ever seen an accidental crack block like that.
Nah, dude, this is look at 6-1 right here. All right, we got the
look at him out in front, bro.
The jet reverse, my man gets the jets on himself.
You get the counter action going, just
boom. All this guy has to make one guy miss, He does his job.
Yep.
And now we're an open field. And what I love about this play also from 6-1, look at that. One hit, hands up. I'm not doing anything. There's no holding. There's no block in the back.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
It's one of the most important things of being an offensive lineman running on the edge. You got to make sure you get your hands up and make sure the ref knows you didn't do it. And then boom. That's beautiful, dude. I love that.
Dang.
Accidental knockout. Give me the good
insane.
angle of this.
That's beautiful.
What does this dude do? I mean, it looks like he tries to hit him, honestly, so that's on him for getting knocked out. And look at that. 3rd and 1, goal line scenarios. You just gotta be big and you just gotta put it in. That's it.
That little 26 toss that LSU always used to run.
I mean, super stack the line.
Yep.
Is that 4? A fucking quad offset?
Let me see.
No way. Let's
count.
That is,
dude.
1, 2,
that
3,
is
4.
way off tackle.
That is a quad offset offensive line, dog. They put an entire offensive line on one side. I mean, and you know what? Listen, that's what it is. Oh, see, this isn't even a lineman right here. This is a tight end.
That's what I said, dude. It's off tackle.
Ah.
Yeah, man. That's powerful.
Honestly, I thought you were making a joke about the run.
No,
dude. Not the formation. I get it now.
No, dude. That is
you.
straight up. That is straight up off tackle. Dude, Riley, run it back real quick.
Yep.
You know who was fucking salivating at that formation?
Who?
Bill Belichick.
Oh, yeah, dude. He's like, I've got the perfect white running back for this.
But yeah, man. So I was saying this a little earlier. But if you don't know what happened to Miami last week, go watch the most recent episode of the college football recap. Yep. Last week's recap. But basically, Miami, like, if you want the definition of snatching defeat from the jaws of victory, if you look in the dictionary, it's gonna be the U. Like, that's what Miami did last week. What happened was coaching malpractice. Like, Mario Cristobal could have easily been fired for what he did last week. So my question is, Riley, after you clearly had that game won, and Miami would have been undefeated going into this game. They should have been.
Yeah.
As a player, how do you not lose trust in your coaches? How do you not lose the locker room in that situation? You know what I mean?
No, for sure, man. That's one simple coaching mistake like that is a absolute momentum killer, and I'm not talking about in a game. I'm talking about in a season. Like one decision like that, and everybody's looking down. Everybody's,
asking what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah, every decision you make as a coach, then you got everyone questioning you. Not just the players, you got the media, you got the other coaches, fans, and like everybody's now going to be on your ass. And so, it just puts you in a bad position in general, That's the unfortunate nature of, one or two bad mistakes in a season like that. And I mean, this is what happens. Now this play, I love this play right here. 3-3 just gets lost. He's just kind of short and gets lost behind the line and just makes a play. That's a great jump.
Well, I mean, he's in a zone like that. You're taught to not just look strictly at the quarterback. You're taught to look, where your threats are, and then kind of move to your threats. And he just kind of got lucky. He was just reading the quarterback the whole time.
Yeah, he was reading the quarterback the whole time. And I really think it kind of like Tyler Van Dyke really just didn't see him through the offensive line. Like they showed the one angle when he kind of got Tyler Van Dyke's POV of it, and like you really like all you saw was just some blue, and you couldn't really tell if it was the lineman's helmet or his. So that's the perks of being, I guess a smaller guy in that position, and he had the hops to get the actual interception. So props to him, man. That's being a great player in the right position. I mean, Drake May, though, absolutely slamming, dude. He is slinging this game.
He is.
More bub shit. Give me those 2 yards. Give me all the way in.
Not quite.
I know. He almost did. He almost danced it. Woo. Boom.
That's a nice play design.
That was a nice play design.
God, it was so smooth. You had the reverse action on the backside, and then you just flip it out to the flat. Dude, like, as a linebacker, running back?
Boom.
As a linebacker, what are you supposed to do, man? Like, because you've got the tailback, you've got the reverse, and then you've got the fullback sneaking out into the flat. Like, what are you supposed to do?
Dude, that's not just a fullback. That is Omarion Hampton, like the star running back. That's our man's. He got this receiving touchdown in this game as well. So, but these 2 dudes are kissing.
Yeah, they have no idea what's going on.
So that
their keys
help.
are all fucked up.
I mean, he ran a rub route for him, just wide open. And I mean, it's at that point he's walking in.
Walk-in touchdown. That was smooth.
That was a beautiful play. You're right. Oh, here we go. We get the good view of this. Let's watch. Boom, little seal block there. Oh. That's a great seal by that tight end right there. That's beautiful. That can be a hard job, dude.
Nothing gets Riley more erect than tight end seal blocks.
I don't know, man. That push in the pile got me pretty rock hard.
Dude, true.
That'll do it. A tight end seal block, though, man, a good one. That is big because, I mean, that's a hard job for a lot of tight ends, I mean, sure, they're supposed to be blockers, but a seal block is just kind of a challenging block in general.
It is.
Great run by Drake May there, just taking the space, taking the cut that he got. That's how it is.
You have to give Miami credit, though, because they were down big, but they didn't give up, and they kept fighting, and they made it a game at the end.
I got to shout out my man 7'5" on this play. Hold on. What is he? A right tackle? I think he is. This is right tackle right here. Watch my man as this play develops downfield. Watch him. Fucking boom. Gets 0. He's making contact. What? 16 yards downfield?
16 yards downfield.
I mean, that's immaculate, especially for a screenplay like that. I mean, I know you're probably saying, oh, but he wasn't even close to like where the tackle was made. Yeah, that's the fucking point. So was number 0. He was also nowhere close to the tackle. I mean,
he did his job.
Yeah, man. Everybody loves when a lineman breaks a screen, gets 2 big blocks, something like that. But in the reality of the screenplay, you need to get 1 block, and that's really what the play is designed for. If you get 2, you're just doing butter work.
Yeah, man.
Look at my 6'1" didn't even get a block on that way. He just stood in front. Oh, look at that. He said, get behind me. Look, 6'1" right here at the end of the play. He looks at number 6 and he's like, hey, I was in front of you, dude. Get behind me.
Don't cut it back inside. Come on,
Gotta hate
bro.
when a running back cuts it fucking outside when he doesn't need to or inside when he doesn't need to.
Dude, running backs with no vision are the worst. It's infuriating.
Boom. I mean, you got to give it to this Miami team. They really did not quit at all.
They didn't quit.
I'm just gonna click through this a little bit more here.
Yeah.
This is another big cut run they got out of this. But final thoughts for this game as we go through these last few plays, Preston?
I mean, I kind of already said it, man. UNC, they were able to run the ball. They looked really good offensively. And I just worry about Miami because of that just coaching malpractice from last week. I really think that Mario Cristobal, if he fucks up again like that, he will absolutely lose that Miami locker room.
Yeah, man.
And those are my thoughts, man.
For sure, dude. He's got one more mess up, and he's probably catching a boot. And I ain't talking about the bottom of Florida, dude. But UNC, on the flip side of this conversation, UNC's looking good, man. Looking real good. I
Did
would
they play
like
Florida
to
State
see,
this
I was,
year?
dude. The hesitation in my voice that you were hearing was me saying I'd love to see a matchup against them in Florida State.
Yeah.
They do not play them in the regular season.
So
That is definitely an ACC championship matchup to look out for. Right now, they are
Absolutely.
number 1 and number 2, and we explained this a couple weeks, but we'll probably keep explaining because it is kind of confusing. The ACC moved away from the divisions within the conference, and now it's just top 2 teams play each other for the championship. So right now, Florida State, North Carolina, that's 1 and 2. So they're looking good.
there is no more coastal chaos, which makes me very sad.
Yeah. But, UNC does have to get through Duke on 11-11. That's Armistice Day. Make a wish. And then, of course, the Clemson Tigers, 11-18. They got to come to Death Valley for that one. So, they've got a few big games left on their schedule. They can't just coast yet. They got to buckle down and keep playing. But they're looking good, man. It's a hard team to beat. Man, Speaking of hard teams to beat, let's talk about a Lincoln Riley defense.
Oh my god, dude! I told you, bro. I told you. Fucking.
I mean, I don't.
If USC ever plays a team with a good offensive and defensive line that isn't fucking incompetent, they are going to get bitched because USC refuses to play defense.
No, man.
Lincoln Riley does not think defense is necessary.
Nah.
And that is why he is never going to win anything of significance as the coach of a major college football program.
But I gotta say, while we're here and while we're talking about Lincoln Riley's lack of defense, can we please talk about Notre Dame's absolutely smothering defense? This defensive performance from Notre Dame was awesome. Awesome. They finished with 6 sacks, 11 tackles for loss, 3 interceptions. And, I mean, I guess this is more, if we're going off of NFL fantasy rules, this counts as defense. But they had a kick return for a touchdown on special teams.
Which really put the game away.
It did. It iced it. Right after USC made a good, not a full kick return for a touchdown, but, made a nice kick return, turned it into a touchdown. Notre Dame comes right out and just ices it with one of their own.
It looks like USC might be getting back into the game, and then Notre Dame was just like, no, fuck you.
Honestly, there was a few of those. There was a few moments where it was like, is USC's got some life, and Notre Dame just kicked him in the head, usually with an interception or a sack.
Yeah.
They did a really good job. I mean, really, really good job. That defensive line was all over Caleb Williams. You see here in this play, I mean, he's a fancy dancer. He is the college Mahomes. But nothing, I mean, we see it in the NFL. The teams that beat the Chiefs, it's relentless pressure. And Notre Dame took a page out of that playbook. Oh, here's this kick return right here. This was icy too, man. 2-4. 2-4 said I got 4-2 speed. Catch me on the edge. Almost got called.
Shout out to the kicker though. Almost, the kicker almost made the play.
Yeah. I mean, the final score of this game is 48-20. I mean, this highlight reel was only 3 minutes long. Most of the time, they're about 5 minutes. But, I mean, besides how well Notre Dame's defense played, I really don't have much else, God. I got to be honest. Like, the offensive performance, and this is, I'd say, honestly, because of how good the defense did, the offensive performance from Notre Dame isn't crazy spectacular numerically wise. Good consistency, good average, yards per play, stuff like that. They did well, but their defense was just putting them in such great positions that, lots of short field, not a lot of yards needed to be gained for touchdowns. So, they got 4 touchdowns on offense and didn't really have to work too hard for it.
Riley, I'll say this. So I think kind of your point. The story of the game to me was, we talk about third down efficiency a lot on the TTT. USC was 6 of 13 on third down. Notre Dame was 3 of 10. That's a stark difference. Usually the team that sucks on third down is going to, get smoked, or they're going to lose. USC also outgained Notre Dame in total yards, 302 to 251. The story of the game was turnovers. Turnovers.
For sure.
USC had 5 turnovers, including 3 interceptions from Caleb Williams. So that was really just the story of the game. USC turned the ball over. Notre Dame absolutely capitalized. And like we said last week, Riley, whenever you turn the ball over, usually gives that offense a short field to work with.
Yep.
So you've got to capitalize on those.
And I think you see that short field advantage in those numbers. I mean, that's why USC had lots of long drives. Not long drives, but, good drives. Drives that look promising.
Yes.
That just got faltered out. I mean, this was a little bit early in it, but, this is a drive that they need to score on. And, that happens. That's just an absolute peanut.
Dude, look at that punch, bro. That's Peanut Tillman right there.
The legacy of Peanut Tillman carries on.
That is
Number 5.
textbook. That is textbook punching the ball out.
Yeah, man. Honestly, man, as short as this highlight film is, I really don't have much more to say. This game,
dude,
is crazy as it seems with a game like as important as this. It's just there's not much to it, man. Notre Dame just came out and smothered them.
I mean, that's what happens when you don't play defense against really good competition.
Yeah.
You can get away with that, against Arizona. Honestly, USC was lucky to get away with it last week.
I was going to say they were lucky to get away with it against Arizona.
But
lucky.
They did. They survived. And I told you, Riley, just let them play a real team with good trenches and, good coaching. And this is what happens. Like, Lincoln Riley got out-coached. USC, they just kind of got bitch-slapped. That's really the only way to put it.
Notre Dame doing the thing. All right, on to the next game. And this is one of those Alabama's not the team that we always think it is kind of games. I mean, they did win, but this game against Arkansas definitely probably made them hold their breath way more than they should have against a team like Arkansas.
Well, Riley, here's the thing. So Alabama, they led 24-6 late in the third quarter, and you're like, okay, it's just going to be a grinded out game. Alabama, they're going to win comfortably. It's not what you expect from Bama, but it's going to be an easy win. And then Arkansas came back late in the fourth and damn near upset them. Almost came back and won the game. Alabama doesn't look like themselves, man. We've said it all year.
Yeah. They got 2 early field goals. Arkansas got 2 early field goals, and, they went up 6-0, and then Alabama dropped the 24 straight on them. And you're like, okay. At first, they got 6 put up and 2 field goals put up, and you're like, whoa. Not Alabama being in trouble. And then they scored the first touchdown, and you're like, okay. And then they, put a couple extra points on, and you're like, okay. We're seeing Alabama. This is okay. We're all right. They're not putting up 40 on them like we think. You're right. All of a sudden, Arkansas just a couple big plays, and they're in prime position to take down the Crimson Tide. So
you know what I think part of the problem is?
What do you think?
I think and if you're an Alabama fan, if we're wrong, please tell us, please comment. But I think a big part of Nick Saban, especially the last few years since he's really started to use the spread, is Alabama, they would always kill you with chunk explosive plays because they had really efficient quarterback play, and that opened up the run game for big plays as well. And I just don't think they really have that. You know, this play was explosive, but in the past, Nick Saban teams would have, you know, like maybe 5 or 6 explosive plays. They seem to struggle moving the ball. It's hard to move the ball consistently if you're not getting big plays.
Yeah.
Like, if you're just trying to methodically move the ball every drive, it's really, really hard. It's really hard.
And this is a team that you expect to, I mean, you know, like you said, big chunk plays, but like, it's like that mixed up with the methodical, you know?
Yes.
And it's weird just seeing them. I mean, they are 6-1. Let's remember that. Because
but they don't look like themselves.
They don't. This is the weirdest looking Alabama. Even at 6-1, you're kind of like, what? Who are you? You're not Alabama.
That shows you how spoiled we are.
It shows you how spoiled Alabama people are.
Exactly.
You know, they can go themselves, you know. But you know, listen, Arkansas did what they needed to do to put up a few points, but they really didn't have much going. Alabama, you know, they put up 238 through the air. Jalen Milroe, who looked all right, less than 50% throwing. That's not great.
Yeah, it was 10 of 21. That's not great.
Yeah.
But he didn't turn the ball over.
He didn't turn the ball over. They ran for 177. That's a better number than some of the performances they put up this season. That's definitely getting more on track for what you want to see out of Alabama. You know, if you want chunk plays, you got to get run game. You just have to. That's how it works.
Yep.
I think this is an interesting thing. It doesn't really happen often. Alabama, their defense did get out-sacked by Arkansas by 1. Arkansas had 5 sacks. Alabama had 4. That's, you know, usually Alabama's defense, you know, some stuff that'll give you a nightmare if you're an offensive line. So, you know, it's just good work, good consistent work from Arkansas. You know, Arkansas 2-5, but or 2-4. No, 2-5 now. They lost today. 2-5. But still, like, and this is just speaks to the depth of the SEC just as a whole. Like, it's still a dangerous team. You know, that's still a team that you don't want to catch. You really don't want to catch sleeping on, because they'll surprise you if you're not ready. And I think,
I mean, I'll say this too, Riley, to your point. Like, in terms of the SEC, there hasn't really been a dominant team in the SEC this year. I mean, Georgia struggled with Vanderbilt today. Georgia allowed 20 points to Vandy. I get it, Vandy's improved, but you would think Georgia would, you know.
Can we say allowing 20 is struggling?
I mean, they won by 17. I think you expect more from Georgia.
But I will say, just I mean, I don't really like to defend Georgia, but 13 of their 20 points were in the fourth quarter.
Okay.
Like, that's one of those where the scoreboard reads a little weird because of some garbage time touchdowns. It's the Dak effect. We talked about it in the most recent NFL. Go check it out. But, you know,
Absolutely.
The Dak effect, it's real, man. Those garbage points make you feel like your team did a little bit better than it did. But, yeah, no, I mean, we have Georgia, and that's surprisingly about it. But the SEC, as always, just absolutely throwing haymakers at each other, which is always fun to watch.
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't really have much more else to say about this game besides that. Alabama goes on to win. They were at home, and Forrest ran home. scoring, just enough points for Alabama to walk out of Tuscaloosa without getting a truck lit on fire. They're playing Arkansas. I hope their fans don't get any ideas.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
On that one, I think it's time to move on to one of the bigger surprises of the day for me. I expected after the, coming off of some rough losses in recent mind, Colorado, also with the return of two-way star player Travis Hunter, I figured they would come out and, really wipe the floor with Stanford, honestly. 1-4 Stanford. I mean, and they,
dude,
honestly,
Colorado
did.
It looked like Colorado was gonna roll early. They were up 29-0 at one point.
They at
and
halftime.
Then,
at halftime,
shamefully,
they were 29-0.
Dude, 29-0. And then they allowed Stanford to score 13 unanswered in the third quarter. And then they get outscored 17-7 in the fourth, sends it to overtime, and Stanford wins in overtime 46-43. I mean, dude, I don't know if you watched this game. I was able to catch a little bit of it. Travis Hunter, I know he came back, but dude, he got absolutely cooked on slant routes. Like, Alec Ayomaner, Stanford wide receiver, had 13 catches, 294 yards receiving, and 3 receiving touchdowns. Like, and the majority of that was against Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter did not look like himself. I get it. He's coming back from an injury. But, dude, like, at a certain point, you see a receiver is having just an absolute game. Like, the game of his life. And you're like, hey, you know what? Maybe we should have a whole player. Maybe we should, maybe we should do something other than just play Travis Hunter man-on-man with this dude. Because he is not getting it done. And they ran slants. Bro, just have a whole player where the slant's going to be thrown. That's the whole point of a whole player, is to take away slants and take away crossing routes.
You gotta help your injured guy out.
Yeah, man. I mean, Travis Hunter, he scored. He played well on offense.
He had a great offensive performance. 13 catches for 140 yards and 2 touchdowns. You can't scoff at what he did on offense, but it makes you think maybe he.
He looked tired. If anything, he just looked tired.
I was about to say maybe he just wasn't up to the conditioning level that he had been after sitting a few weeks out, because that happens. You get hurt for a couple weeks. You're not allowed to practice, not allowed to work out. Especially for D1 athletes at the level that you're playing and the amount that he's playing. I mean, it was 90 plus snaps in his first few games. That's
just ridiculous. That's unheard of.
You can't expect a fresh player, 2 weeks off, spent 2 weeks on an injury, can't expect him to come out and do 90 like he's, the same guy.
No.
I respect wanting to give your best playmaker the chance to try to make a play, but you're right. I mean, at some point, you got to help the man out.
Yeah.
You can't keep leaving him on an island if you see that he's drowning.
I mean, dude, in most games, Travis Hunter's 13 for $140 and 2 tutties would be like, that he's probably the player of the game. Nope. Alec Ayomaner, 13 catches, 294 yards, 3 touchdowns. Most of it against Travis Hunter, because they just left him on an island for most of the game. They didn't have safety help. They didn't have a linebacker playing the hole. It just made no sense to me. And do you have the soundbite, or are we gonna get to that?
I do have the soundbite. We can play it. Honestly, I mean, with the game, I guess the ending. Let's go through the ending. Of this, and we'll play a soundbite that will suffices Preston's bruh this week. Oh, they went to go carry him off, dude. Look at that. That's not good.
Yeah.
Watch out for your mans. Protect him.
Man.
Ooh.
Oh, he took a shot.
He got cooked. And that's why he started sucking. Okay.
I mean, you see the score, Riley. It's, Stanford scored 26 points after being down 29-0. He was sucking well before that. I will say this, dude. Shout out to Shador Sanders. 33 of 47, 400 yards, 5 passing touchdowns, and an interception. And then also,
unfortunately, that interception was bad.
Yeah, it was.
It was the icer for the game. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes, but
no.
It really does ring true that when he does make mistakes, they are pretty fucking atrocious.
Yeah,
and that does suck. Feel bad for the coach's kid.
Don't feel bad for the coach, though. And then, you also have to shout out Stanford, dude. I mean, we're going to talk about everything that Colorado didn't do, but give Stanford credit. I mean, dude, they were down 29-0. They were 1-4 coming into this game. If you're Stanford, you could easily be like, hey, game's over.
Hey,
season
boys.
might be over. Fuck it. But they didn't do that.
Locker room.
They didn't do that. They kept fighting. Ashton Daniels, Stanford quarterback, 27 of 45, 396 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. They were able to run the ball decently well. They had 124 total yards on the ground. But that's just
bad miss.
That's just not a good throw.
Yeah,
You've got to give your guy a chance to make that
little
play.
high.
Yeah. Is he Tally?
Ooh. He might be. Might be Josh Gordon with how high he was on that throw. All right. Let's fucking go through.
Yeah,
you got the this drive. I mean, you had them on the 1 yard line, and you just had to stop them.
Dude, it's all underneath stuff. Look at that. I get it. You don't want to give up big plays, but at the same time, man, giving up just underneath shit like that. Like we said, it's really hard to drive the ball without explosive plays.
Yeah.
Stanford made this shit look easy.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, for sure.
Like I said, man, it's a lot of slants. It's a lot of underneath stuff.
Just taking what the defense gives you. There's something to be said for that. They did what they needed to do to win.
Then they're able to,
they're taking
kick the field goal.
Yeah, it's a longer field goal, but you'll take what you can. 46. Most college kickers should be able to nail that, and he does.
Dude, shout out
the
Stanford.
TTT for breakfast.
He watches the TTT for breakfast, bro. That's powerful.
And, of course, overtime. We get touchdown out of them. Touchdown out of them.
We're going to talk
and then
about
this is
coaching.
it right here. Oh, not that.
Yeah,
that is him getting absolutely mossed, though.
Yeah.
But this right here, this is Shadur's interception. Oh, no, it wasn't. It looks like exactly the same, though.
Yeah.
It's about what that should look like, so. He said, I just want to hang out with you. Can we not hang out? This is Shadur's interception.
Yeah.
I mean,
dude, why would you throw that across your body while you're getting hit?
Your best player?
Like, I get it. It's desperation, but
yeah, no, it was
still,
a terrible throw. That's what I'm saying. Like, it was just terrible throw, bad decision, and it makes it so all Stanford had to do was run a couple plays, get a little closer, and just let the smart kicker do it.
Yeah, man. He watches the TTT.
He does. And they get to group hug in the showers tonight as a 2-4 Stanford squad. They get to be so excited to be 2-4.
Dude, Colorado, they're 4-3, but they're 1-3 in the Pac-12.
Yeah.
So this is what I want to talk about. This is really what I want to talk about right here.
Yeah, this is the bruh.
Give me my theme music.
Bruh. Locker room to the team is they got to make up in their mind, are they in love with this game or are they in like with it? Because when you love something, you give
Deion's
you give everything you got without a shadow of a doubt.
You in love with it or you in like with it?
100% in love with this thing. And I just want people to match me. Just match my passion, match my heart, match my love, match my consistency, just match my mannerisms, just match every darn thing I give to this game. What I just said in the locker room to the team is they got to make up in their mind, are they in love with this game or are they in like with it?
Just want to let that play again. Are you in love with the game or are you in like with it? That's what he wants.
I get what he's saying, and that's all fine and good. But look, man, at the end of the day, you can't blame those kids. At the end of the day, heart and, passion and all that shit, that's great. But my question is, can you coach and can you make adjustments? I hate the fact that he is throwing those players under the bus. Because, dude, those players, they played their asses off. Travis Hunter played his ass off. But, dude, we talked about this. You clearly see that Travis Hunter is struggling with Stanford just underneath shit. He's getting beat inside constantly. Did you make any adjustments? No. You just did the same fucking shit. You blew a 29-0 lead against a 1-3 Stanford team. That's coaching. That's not, the players, they're not passionate. The players, they don't care enough. They're just in like with the game. They're not in love with it. That's coaching, bro. And I love Deion. Like, I really like what Deion's done for Colorado, but I hate it. I hate it when coaches don't make adjustments. Clearly, there's a lot of coaching issues throughout the game. You're not getting your players in positions to succeed, and then you blame the players. Trust me, as a coach, I fucking hate that.
Yeah.
That pisses me the fuck off. And like I said, I like Deion. But, dude, Travis Hunter's getting cooked. Just
help him out.
Have a whole player.
Help him out.
What? Yeah, just help him out. Just help him out, man. And then the other thing that I don't think is getting talked about enough, when typically if you go into overtime, you want to defer. You want the other team to be on offense first. Deion elects to go on offense both times first. Which that's just not good coaching. You, in my opinion, you always want to be on defense because then you can get a stop and then hey, all
we have to do is kick one last field goal to ice it.
Yeah.
Or just like Stanford.
Even if they score, even if they score a touchdown, we know now we have to score a touchdown.
Yeah.
We're going to have to go forward on fourth down if we want the game to continue.
Yeah.
But electing to get the ball on offense first, both overtimes, that's just not good coaching. It's not smart. I mean, Riley, I think we're starting to see this. Colorado is looking like they're struggling more and more and more because teams have film on them now. TCU didn't have shit on them. They were watching Jackson State tape with a bunch of guys that Colorado didn't have.
Yeah, for sure.
And,
I get that.
And
I mean, even the first few games of the season, it's pretty much the same thing. You get one game, team 2 gets 1 game, team 3 gets 2 games. But now, we've got 5 games, 6 games, 7 games of tape, and you start to see
And that's when, as a coaching staff, you have to excel because you have to be able to self-scout. Self-scouting is huge. That's a big part of what I do. Self-scouting is, hey, on fucking, like you go through all your games and you go, hey, on 2nd and 5, we blitz 90% of the time. You know who else sees those tendencies? The other fucking team that you play every week. So then, self-scouting is really crucial because then you can be like, hey, you know what? We blitz 90% of the time on 2nd and 5. Let's fucking play coverage on 2nd and 5. That'll probably fucking throw them off. Just if you continue to do the same thing over and over and over again and you don't adapt to what other teams are throwing at you week after week after week and you're not adjusting, that's a sign of a poorly coached team. And the thing that really pisses me off about it is that Dion is going to continue to say, oh, it's the players. It's the players. Nah, bro. That's you and that's your coaching staff. This is a game that you should have easily won. And give Stanford credit, but god dang, dude. Colorado should not have blown this game. A 29-0 lead is a coaching issue. You blew a 29-0 lead.
Yeah.
And that's a coaching issue. That's not a player issue. You didn't put your players in a position to succeed. You constantly let them down. And, like I said, give Stanford credit. But, Dion, I'm really disappointed in you. You are our bro of the week. And, yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Come on. Bruh. Bruh. What are you doing?
All right. Last game.
Am I crazy, Riley? Am I crazy?
No, you're not crazy. You're not. You love it. You're not in like with it. You're in love with it.
I have a love-hate relationship with football. I think you do too.
For sure. All right. Last game we got the footage for this week. It's UCLA versus Oregon State. Number 18 UCLA versus number 15 Oregon State. Should I add? And I mean, this is a pretty good game overall. And I think the show out here is, man, whoever let that DJ Uyunglele go, goddamn, they gotta look at themselves in the mirror.
I finally have a Hendon Hooker joke, Riley. Let's go.
Fuck you.
It's not as egregious, but it's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it is. It is pretty fucking bad though.
It's bad.
Right now they're rolling 6-1, and we're not. Anyways, but
that's
honestly,
that's just a bad throw. Oh
yeah, this is definitely a game that was. Both offenses played consistent to their thing. Mm-hmm. Oregon State, DJ Uyunglele threw for 266. The backup came in for a couple plays. Overall, 282 passing just between the two of them. Rushing, they really only got 133. Their primary running back did get 90 off of 15 carries, which is a pretty solid game, 6 average. But DJ Uyunglele, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. I think that's the most important thing. When you look at the other side, UCLA, they ran for 284, which is big. Their running back had 22 carries, 110 yards, a 5 average, clean 5 average, and a touchdown. And they had a very good rushing game as a team, but their quarterback, he only threw for 168 yards and 1 touchdown, but also threw 3 interceptions.
That's killer, man. That's killer. I mean,
going back to that USC Notre Dame game, 3 interceptions. That's just not gonna do it, man. That is just not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. You're not gonna get anywhere. You're not gonna do it. That's just, that's bad. And then to put on top of that one of those interceptions goes for a pick 6. It's not gonna do it. It's not gonna do it.
It's not gonna do it.
It's not gonna do it.
You gotta be quicker than that.
I really don't have too much to say on this game besides that. Oregon State is definitely looking like a solid dark horse contender coming out of the Pac-12. I'd be interested to see like a Oregon State USC matchup. It's not going to happen, but I'd be interested to see it. I had to go look. But overall, man, this Oregon State team, they are, as it stands right now, no way. I guess that would be. They're the number 3 team.
Yeah, they're 6-1. They're 3-1 in the conference.
Yeah, USC is still number 1. I mean, granted, they lost to Notre Dame, but
that's not updated yet. There's no way. Washington's going to be number 1.
Yeah, Washington should be number 1, but I mean, this has I don't know, this is kind of updated, I guess. It has the loss. It has Oregon's loss from today.
You know what I really want, Riley?
What do you really want? Tell me what you want. What you really, really want.
Unfortunately, this is the last year of the Pac-12, which makes me very sad. Should make college football fans everywhere very sad. Conference realignment is a bitch, and it's gonna fucking hurt the sport in the long run. But that's a topic for another day. I really want, because there was 4 teams who from the Pac-12 who did not get into a new conference initially. It was Oregon State, Washington State, Cal, and Stanford. They were kind of like the little brothers, and no one fucking wanted them. What would be just fucking amazing? And the biggest fuck you to the Pac-12?
If those became the Final Four?
If one of those teams was to win the conference in the last year.
That would be sick.
Oregon State right now has the best chance to do so out of those 4.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, like I said, they're the number 3 team right now, pending major reshuffling.
Wouldn't that just be so funny, Riley?
I think it'd be very hilarious on multiple levels if Oregon State came out and won the Pac-12 this year. Because then DJ Uyunglele gets to go, this is the name, image, and likeness of God. Just flash that Pac-12 championship ring.
Dude, oh man. It looked like Washington State might have a chance, especially with how they played against USC last week. But they just absolutely got bitch slapped today by Arizona at home, 44-6. So
yeah, that's not one of the games we're going to cover. I did want to bring that up, so this is a good segue for that. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Arizona, dude, look out for that team. Look out for that team. Maybe not this year, but keep your eyes out.
They're building something, man. Their head coach, Jed Fish, he can recruit. He's got really good recruiting classes coming in, and he's already proven. I mean, dude, they probably should have beat USC last week. They probably should have.
They beat themselves.
They did, and it's so sad because they played their asses off. And I mean, you can tell, dude, like that. That you were kind of worried. Would it be a huge emotional and mental letdown for the Wildcats? But it proved to not mean anything. They go on the road and they fucking bitch slapped Washington State. And dude, the Pac-12's fucking crazy.
The Pac-12 is fucking crazy. I mean, they're this year, like, top to bottom, a very impressive team, or a very impressive conference. Like, on the level, I like top to bottom, like, when it comes to like a conference that haymakers itself every week.
Absolutely.
This is one of those conferences, besides the occasional blowout, either way, like, a lot of these guys are just wailing on each other. I mean, at the bottom, you get teams like Arizona State and Cal that are, the more obvious outliers. You get Colorado, who is a good team, but it's definitely struggling right now. But still a team
they can't adjust. They can't adjust for shit.
Anyway. They can't adjust for shit, but it's still a team you don't want to take lightly. And then you get Stanford, who made a 29-0 comeback and finished with a big
Kim
load.
Kardashian.
Yeah, dude. And then you get, a 19 ranked Washington State team, an 18th ranked UCLA team, an Arizona team that is unranked but probably deserves to be ranked, like 25. I mean, that's a damn good team. You get a Utah team that was ranked as high as 10 this season. Right now they're 16. Oregon, that was 8. Oregon State, that was 15. Washington, that was that was 8. Oregon was 7. And then the USC team, that was 10. I mean, that's a from top to bottom, that's a damn roster.
They're loaded. I mean, we've said it all year. They look like the best conference in football. Yeah. And I don't think that's changed.
Nah, definitely not. So,
nope.
Keep your eyes out for the Pac-12 this year. It's probably some of the best competitions. But you know what? That's all I have. You got anything? Any closing thoughts for this episode, Dr. Preston?
I'm just gonna say this: if you are an OG of the show, thank you. We very much appreciate it. We've got a lot of new and fun and creative shit that we're about to debut.
Yeah.
And I know all of us here at the TTT are really fucking excited to share it with you.
Absolutely, man. You know us. We're the chefs, always cooking the sauce. We're trying
always
to make
cooking the sauce.
Bellissimo, beautiful dishes. But we're trying to make everything as good as we can. And we've got some fun stuff coming. So just please keep staying in, keep coming in, keep staying tuned. Likes, comments, definitely keep subscribing. It makes my heart so happy when you guys do that. I flutter like a child. But for this episode and this week, I think we got to wrap it up here. This has been a great party, but we're going to clean up and get out, y'all. Peace.